Those stories, those were pretty miserable homes.
You mean the homes that had vampires in them? Those are not the nice homes?
Yes.
Do you know any place where there is any such thing?
As vampires?
Yes.
No, sir. This is fantasy.
You think it does them a bit of good to read these things?
I don't think it does them a bit of good, but I don't think it does them a bit of harm either.
There would be no limit, actually, to what you put in the magazine.
Only within the bounds of good taste.
Senator Keyfather.
Here is your May 22nd issue. This seems to be a man with a bloody axe holding up a woman's head which has been severed from her body. Do you think this is in good taste?
Yes, sir, I do, for the cover of a horror magazine.
You have blood coming out of her mouth!
A little.
There is blood on the axe. I think most adults would find this offensive and be shocked by that.
Well, I suppose so, but on the other hand...
Senator Keyfather.
Yes, sir, I have spoken.
Here's another I want to show you. What children do you use to make the tests with?
Friends,
You don't
relatives.
test them out on children of your friends, do you?
Yes,
What would be
yes.
your procedure?
Well, I give them a story to read, and I ask them if they enjoyed it, if they guessed the ending. If they said they enjoyed it, they didn't guess the ending, then it is a good story, I figure,
Here's
entertaining.
another I want to show
Thank
you.
you, sir.
What children do you use to make the test with?
What?
Horror. Terrifying and startling suspense. Strange mystery. March 1955, number 10. Superior Comic. 10 cents. All the names in this story are entirely fictitious, and no identification with actual persons is intended. Revenge can be fatal. Murder.
Slay!
Torture!
Death.
Hate!
Murder!
Kill!
Revenge!
Revenge can be fatal. You can search through moldering antiquity, pour through grisly annals of crime. Study shuddering record of monstrous hellish terror. But nowhere in all creation will you ever find any hate that compares with the frenzied, soul-searing, mad hate of Dr. Zart. 20 years ago, Dr. Zart was the gentlest, the mildest of all creatures. Yet, one day, while toiling in his laboratory with his young, handsome assistant, George Warren, at his side, he sensed that something was amiss.
There's something troubling you, George. Come on, don't deny it. I can tell. Speak up, George. Maybe I can help.
You can't help Dr. Zart by dying!
Lying at the bottom of the huge chemical drainage bowl set into the floor of the laboratory, Dr. Zart found it hard to believe that the young man leering down at him was the same George Warren he had befriended and employed.
Help me! I've injured my foot. You have? Oh,
Titch, titch! Now isn't that a pity? You can come in now, Ellen.
Ellen, help! Help! George has gone mad.
Listen to that gibbering fool, Ellen.
Isn't he dead yet?
Incredulously, Hugo Zart observed his assistant, whom he had assumed to be his friend, romance his adored wife.
Kiss me. Hard! You little witch. Like you've done so often when the honorable doctor's back was turned.
Yes, honey. Yes! Yes!
My darling Ellen, whom I've trusted and worshipped, rubbing lips with that swine. No, it can't be.
It is you who You with the nauseating goodness. You with your pleading, innocent brown eyes.
Tell Hugo some more, Ellen, darling. Make him squirm.
I've hated you, sweating hands, for years. You're a fat little animal, husband dear, and I despise you. Yeah, I want a real man. A man I can love with all my heart. Someone hard and cruel and passionate, like George. Kiss me, George, on the neck, George.
Delighted, Ellen, delighted. Stop! Stop! I can't stand it anymore!
Alternately raging and pleading, Dr. Zart painfully pulled himself up the steeply sloping, slippery interior of the huge bull, inch by inch.
I've got to get out. Reason with them. Ellen, my wife. George, my friend.
Have a kick in the teeth, friend. Ow!
Bellowing like a wounded beast, Dr. Zart tumbled down into the bowl again.
Scrambling up the bowl's side again, like an injured bug.
Help me with this fat, Ellen. It contains the new solvent Fatso was experimenting with.
No, not the solvent, not the...
Why, you die, Dr. Zart! Think of Ellen and me enjoying a little love trip and spending like water the money you scraped and pinched for years and put into a joint savings account.
Ellen and George Warren left, certain the moaning, screaming Zart was done for. But with a tenacious, almost superhuman determination, a dripping horror crawled and flopped out of the bowl. A doctor, living next door, attracted by inhuman screams, dashed over and...
There's still a flicker of life. There may still be a chance for this thing.
Weeks later.
I warn you, Zart. There's a limit to what even plastic surgery can do. What you see won't be very pretty. And we had to amputate your leg.
Get out! Get out!
Raging, the vile horror smashed the mirror.
I can't stand it. I can't stand looking at that ghastly mess they call a face. I don't want to live, Sob.
But as Zart is about to end his existence, a thought strikes him.
No! I won't. I won't kill myself. Why should I? Ha ha ha! There's something even sweeter than death for an insanity like me. Revenge. Ha ha ha! Revenge! On the brutal, cold-blooded monster who stole my Ellen and ruined my life.
Revenge.
Death,
Murder!
Hate. Kill.
slay,
Torture!
revenge.